Good morning everyone. Sorry it's been a while since my last video. It's been a busy couple of weeks with work and so on, so didn't manage to get a video last weekend, but I did get a few bits and bobs, so hopefully we can throw it all into one video this weekend. The plan today, me and Sophia are going to go to a couple of garden centres and look for some. I took a couple of houses on last week and there was some nice plants there, so I took a couple of photos and I'm going to go and see if I can find them in the garden centres, so that's what me and Sophia are doing this morning. Then we'll come back and she's going to a birthday party with her mum, and that'll give me a bit of time to do some work in the garden today, so that'll be nice. I have been collecting a couple of plants. You can see some behind me, some Strelitzia and a traveller's palm over there. I bought recently this week a couple of different young palms from Miguel at Baby Palms. Really nice guy. He's got loads of unique things that you can't find in any of the garden centres, so if anyone, if you're ever looking for anything, have a look at his website, it's really good. The plan is today, basically in one section of the garden I'm going to put in a number of different types of palms and some tall plants to grow in there to give us some shade from the north, so that this winter we've got a bit more cover from the north winds. I'll turn you around now and just show you basically where it's going and what's going on. So one reason I mean they're lovely neighbours, but I would like to sort of screen that building off, so get some things along this back edge, some nice that are going to go tall and thick and just give us a screen to that. I don't obviously want to cover the mountains out, so try and keep a nice view of those, but I do want to get a lot of things along this back wall. I want to make it really thick along there. My idea was that I can actually get some nice young palms in there because of the wall gives them quite a lot of protection. The only thing I'm worried about is that they will get sun all day, so depending which sort of palms I've put in, I might have to put things around them to give them a bit more shade, but we'll see how we get on anyway. The palms are starting to do really well now again. We've had some rain this week, but it's been really warm, so they really love that, and they're all shooting up now. Every now and again, I will show you, but every now and again I make a little mark on a new leaf at the bottom where it's emerging, and then I can just sort of keep a track on how fast it's growing. And even in one day, you know, they're getting a couple of 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres in growth, some even more, so they're really coming on now. And like I say, these Bismarckis were really badly hit by the wind. They were planted one day before, and then we got really bad winds, so that one I think the one to the right I think will definitely survive. I can see that the new stem, the new frond is pretty stiff and it's looking okay. This one I'm not too sure about. So yeah, this one I'm really not sure about. We'll just have to cross our fingers and hope that it comes back. There is well, I don't know, it's not looking good, to be honest. Might need replacing, but hopefully it'll come back. I mean, I've done the pull test and it's still hard down there. There are bits where you can see that it's still got the silvery blue colour to it, so maybe it might come back. Managed to get a bit of work on this border done, so this one's all finished now. Got a few cannas that I grew from seeds. This one's just a new one emerging this spring. Growing really quickly, and then this one, a canna tropicala, which is growing a bit slower, but it seems to be doing okay, is another new one that I got in. They've got lovely coloured leaves. So just after my last video, this happened. My greenhouse blew over and killed a lot of my seedlings. Even some of the bigger palms crushed them and you know, just blew them across the garden. So yeah, I wasn't impressed with that. Broke a lot. It's actually broke as well, so it's all bent. So I need to get around to cleaning that up today, this weekend as well, and sorting that out. I did try and save as much as I can. I've just put them somewhere temporary for now, which I'll show you now. Everything that I managed to survive is just down here for the moment. Gets the sun, been watering them regularly, and up to now the dogs haven't touched them, so that's a bonus. the banana tree that was looking really, really good got hit by the wind when it was all blown over and damaged a lot of the leaves, but they're still doing well, so that's a good thing. And obviously some of the palms are a bit worse for wear now. The leaves got bent over. Everything that's here still has green to it, so it's still alive, and hopefully the ones that got damaged will carry on and be okay. And there's a couple of my new ones up there that I'll be going through later on today as well, and planting some of them as well straight into the ground, so we'll see how they do. What is it?
The one.
What is it? Sophia, what do you want to do today? What do you want to do today, Sophia? You want to go out with Daddy?
Oh, look, it's bear.
What is it?
Bone.
Oh dear. Do you want to go out with Daddy today?
Yeah.
That's not very nice. So one thing I did find this week, at the very back of a large garden centre in Veitchia, I found this Pseudophönix Hamiana. It was growing inside, and it was basically too tall for the building, so it was growing up to the roof and then across the roof. I don't know why it had been left like that, and also the pot is way too small for the size of the palm tree. It's obviously a really good size, and it doesn't look too bad. Obviously it's not at the best of health, but it's pretty green. It looks like it's doing okay. It's a little bit bent, but I paid €90 for it, so for something that size I think it's a pretty good price. So I'm going to take the risk on that one and get it in the ground as soon as I can, see how it does. So yeah, it's really good find, that one was. Really like the crown shafts on these ones. Can't really see it from this side, but they have this sort of dotted effect, and it's a bit furry, and it's just, yeah, really nice. So we'll see how it does. So I'm back at home now, back in the garden. I've managed to do a bit of tidying up as well, because it was a bit of a mess. I used to actually use this bit just behind me here as the dumping site, really. I used to mix cement there, and it was a bit of a mess, so I've tried to dig it over and get rid of as much as possible. We're about ready for planting now. Just got everything together really that I think is going to go in, which I'll walk you around in a second. My plan is, because I'm going to try and put quite a lot in this bed, is to set everything out where it's going, dig the holes, and then put the membrane down, so I can just cut holes straight into the membrane, and I'm not having to cut round all the trees and plants once they're in. I think that'll just make it a little bit easier that way. Then I'll get the irrigation. I probably will put the irrigation under the weed membrane as well, just to stop just so it's not visible, so the dogs don't get any ideas and my plan is, yeah, I have got quite a lot to go in this area. Of course, some of the things the palms are very small, which they will grow quite quickly and fill this area out. So it's sort of an overgrown area here. In the middle is going to be the dog kennel when I eventually get around to building that. So that should be sometime this summer, so it's ready for the winter as well. I'll give you a walk around and show you what plants we've got to go in. So this one, I'm not sure what's going on here. See, I've seen that you can find these variegated, and they're really expensive. I don't know if this is just a bit of deficiency in something or other. The woman at the shop said that I just needed to give it some feed, so maybe I said actually I really like it as it is. But we'll see if it stays like that or if it goes like that once it's planted in the ground. It is in a small pot, so maybe it was running out of nutrients in there. These are some of the palms that I'm going to be sticking in. Got quite a good variety in here. Got 2 queen palms, the Latania, which is the one with the when they're young, they have these red stems and red on the leaves. Really nice one that is. We've got a Dictosperma elegans. There's 4 in that one, so that'll look really nice when it matures. This one is Veitchia Merrillii. Again, there's 2 in that one, so that'll be a nice one. Lay them down gently. This is a Dictosperma album. Really nice. Again, it's got that redness on there and on the leaves as well, which is really nice. Hopefully it keeps some of that as it gets older. This one was in my greenhouse again. When they all sort of fell over, they were all out of the pots and all the tickets were mixed up, so I've had a bit of a nightmare with that. I think this one is a Dypsis Cabadae, no, Dypsis Cabadae, I think, or something around those lines. But I do have photos on my phone from when I bought them, so hopefully I can have a look and confirm which one that is. This one over here, I can't remember the exact name of it. It has a nickname, the cherry palm. I think it's called Sargentii or Sargentii, something like that. And they look really nice when they're older. They go like a whitey green colour. And that last one that's lying down on the floor, I got that from the garden centre and they weren't sure what it is. I think it's a Trachycarpus, but again, I'm not 100% on that one. Then these ground covers. This is really nice stuff. This is a lotus flower. I've got some yellow ones, yellowy orange and reddy orange ones. These spread really well. They like full sun, so they'll just ground cover. They won't get high at all. And like you can see, they've got this lovely colour, and they're really tropical flowers. And then the yellow ones, they're lovely as well. So I really do like these. I saw these at a house that we've got on the market at the moment, and I took a photo and went to the garden centre and they showed me where they were. So yeah, I picked up 9 of those. They were €2.50, €2.50, so you can't go wrong. So these ones at a garden centre, I went to the other week and they had them and they weren't sure what they were. I wasn't sure either, but they do look like the heliconias, but like a large type. I really wasn't sure, and they said they'd try to find out. So I went back today and they still couldn't tell me, but she did say that they do have a really nice flower that comes out, and they do really look, maybe someone can tell me, but they do look like they could be heliconias. And they have the sort of banana stems, the nice leaves, and they're quite a good size, so hopefully we might get some flowers once they're planted. I have here on the floor some birds of paradise. There are 2 birds of paradise in there somewhere, and also a traveller's palm which is going to go in here. Also today I ordered 3 trees that I'm going to put right at the back here in between these yuccas, and they will grow up and bush out as well and give this area lots of protection from the north winds, because this is facing north, so we do have the mountains behind. I've obviously got this wall to protect small plants, but once they start getting bigger, hopefully the trees by then will have bushed out, so that's the plan. We've got those two trees in there, which hopefully will bush out and cover that building up there. But yeah, this is where basically you can just make out there's a square dugout here. It has actually got footings in for the dog kennel, which I did quite a long time and then moved on to something else. So that's where the dog kennel is still going to go there. So around it we will just fill in with some nice plants, give it lots of shade there as well for the dogs, so that they can sort of escape from the sun, and again in the winter they'll have some warmth in there. So yeah, that's the plan today. I'll get some planted in this area, get it tidied up a bit. It's been looking a mess. I've managed to clear up most of the rubbish. I've just got a big bag of sand in the middle, so I'm not going to shift that today. I'll just work around it. see if I can get this area looking nice. I do need some more gravel. I will put some down just to hold the membrane down, but yeah, I really need some more gravel, but it's quite expensive, so I don't know when I'll be able to get some of that to finish off. These actually look like they were dying off, and then they've come back really strong. So they've got some lovely colours in this one. These are orange and white, and you've got some pink ones over here. So they'll grow up as well and give it a bit of wind protection. And another pinky white one just over there. That palm tree is dead. So that's where the carport's going anyway, so I'll pull that out soon and get rid of that. So that's about the plan of action today anyway. Not sure where everything's going yet, so I'm going to start setting out now and see what we can come up with. I don't know how much you saw of that because the camera decided to tilt around on its own for some reason. But you probably saw I was having a bit of a fight against these tall ones and keep blowing over. But yeah, it doesn't look like much at the minute, but I'm quite happy with how it's set out. I'm going to start digging the holes to try and this on the floor here is just sand, so I'm not too bothered about that. I'll just try and level it out a bit more, and that can just stay as it is and get mixed in with the soil. Most of these plants like sandy soil anyway, so that's fine. So yeah, I'm going to get digging the holes and start getting the matting down, bring some gravel over and just weigh it down so I can get this out, at least stop the weeds coming back up and get it looking a bit tidier, apart from the big bag of sand. So as you can see, the first bit I've got all the holes dug and I've put the irrigation in more or less and tried to get as many holes in the actual big pipe as possible, and the ones that don't reach I've just fed the micro tubing into, so they'll be ready. Once I've got the matting on top, then I can directly plant and sort the irrigation out at the same time and get some gravel on just to hold it down, and probably some stones as well. So I'll next up is just putting the membrane down, then planting, putting gravel around and sorting the irrigation out. Then I'll move on to the next 2 metre wide strip and then the next one. And just, I've not got loads left, so as much as I've got left, but I do plan to get all the plants in today, so at least the majority will be done. So it turns out I didn't have much membrane at all. I'm still going to get the bigger plants in. Probably some of the smaller plants I will take away, and it will be easier just to plant those once the membrane is down, rather than messing around all the small ones. So probably get a couple more palms in, this big one, yeah, a couple of other trees here and there, and just give it a tidy up and order some new membrane so I can get it all looking nice. So yeah, that'll be the plan for today. But yeah, it's looking loads better already, so I'm quite happy with that. Leave them tied up for a while as well, so they can give them some water and get them all settled in the ground. All the irrigation for these ones is all in, and that's all sorted, so they've all got their own water. So in the end, I'm quite glad that I ran out of membrane. It was quite challenging getting all those holes dug, but I managed to get all the plants in anyway, all the palms and the bigger plants. Only missing is the ground cover, which I'll do those after all the matting's down. We just encountered a scorpion, which we filmed on Hannah's phone, so I might throw that into the video as well. It's quite a big one. See the video?
Yeah. I'll be able to see how big it is. Oh my god. Don't just put it. Just throw it over.
I don't want to hurt it. Just...
We've all witnessed the scorpion. Oh god.
No, we've had snakes, but we've never had a scorpion before. I've had smaller ones at my old house, my mum and dad's house, but we've never seen one together here, so that was interesting. The dogs thought so as well, but they were quite wary of it. It had its tail up, so that was quite entertaining. But yeah, all the plants are in now. It's all looking good. If you want to know what I'm sure you can guess what all the stones are for anyway, on the smaller plants. So as we know, the dogs like to dig those up. So yeah, everything's in now. Like I say, just missing the ground cover, which I will get some more of. This one is going to be really nice when it grows up a little bit. So that one's right next to the drive. So when you're driving around, your eyes go to that one. Again, now with all this sort of tropical plants, I'm going to do the same on the other side of the dog kennel. So when the dog kennel's built, it's nicely. I mean, it'll be a nice dog kennel. I'm going to do it nicely, but it'll be sort of hidden away with all the plants and the bushes and the trees. So yeah, that's the plan. Just give you a little walk around, and then that'll be it for today. It's a bit of a mess around the sides and here and there, but I want to get all the fiddly bits done myself with all the irrigation in, and then I can get someone in to help me, and they can come and put the membrane down and basically spread gravel on when I've got some more gravel as well. So that's the plan anyway. I'm really interested to see what these actually are, and if anyone can tell me the type. And I do think they could be heliconias, but I'm not sure, and it would be really interesting to see what they're like. No matter what they are, I really do like them in the green and nice and green, and like the woman said they do look heliconias, so that'd be interesting. I will try and get some more videos up midweek, or by the latest next weekend, get some more bits and bobs done. Got that Pseudophönix, the big one that I managed to find to go in. Still not sure where it's going to go, so if anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. Some of the bits and bobs, the ground cover, I'll probably get some more membrane this week as well. Not sure when I'm getting the gravel yet, but I've still got a bit left, so I can spread it finally and sort of fill in later on with that. So that's the plan with that. Hopefully the artificial grass in the centrepiece, my dad's gone to England for a week, and when he gets back he's going to give me a hand with that, because that's what he does for a living. So that should be in the next couple of weeks. So that the centre bit will be completely finished. I'll be able to touch up the waterfall, get that looking all nice. Like I say, I need to get onto the dog kennel, and my next one as well is I want to do the kids area, so like a children's section I really want to do a sunken trampoline, so that'll be quite interesting to see how that turns out. Artificial grass that area as well, with some swings and slides and bits and bobs, but these are all jobs that I'm aiming to do over the summer, ready for winter. Well, it'd be nice to get the children's done before that bit, but we'll see how it goes anyway. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.